Today is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, and today is National Sloppy Joe Day, which feels like proof that sometimes structure is more of a suggestion than a requirement. Welcome to This Day in History from Wait, That's Random. I'm your host, C.L. Burns. On this day in 1915, Pluto was photographed for the first time. At the time, no one knew what they had captured. Astronomers used photographic plates coated with light-sensitive chemicals. When light struck the plate, it triggered a chemical reaction. The plate permanently recorded the light's position. Stars appeared fixed, but planets moved slowly over time. Pluto was there, captured, but indistinguishable from everything else. It wasn't discovered until 1930. It had existed the entire time. It simply hadn't been recognized. Which brings us to a moment when something essential existed, but access to it was deliberately restricted. On March 18, 1974, the oil embargo imposed by Arab oil-producing nations was officially lifted. The embargo began months earlier, in response to U.S. support for Israel during the Yom Kippur War. Oil-producing nations didn't run out of oil. They stopped exporting it to certain countries. Oil powers transportation, manufacturing, agriculture, heating. Modern systems depend on its continuous flow. When supply was restricted, gasoline shortages appeared almost immediately. Gas stations ran dry. Lines stretched for blocks. Prices rose rapidly. The system hadn't lost energy, it had lost access. When the embargo ended, nothing new was created. The flow simply resumed. Which brings us to a moment when something disappeared entirely. Not because it stopped existing, because it was taken. On this date in 1990, thieves entered the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. They didn't break in by force. They gained entry by posing as police officers. Security systems depended on trust as much as physical barriers. Once inside, the thieves removed 13 works of art. They cut paintings from their frames. Those empty frames remain on the walls today, not replaced, not filled. The absence became part of the exhibit, which is strange when you think about it. Pluto existed before it was understood. Oil existed before it was accessible. And art existed until it was removed. Presence alone doesn't guarantee recognition, or access, or permanence. Anyway, those are the things we ended up uncovering today. Stop by tomorrow and we'll see what we get. If you want to know more about me or the work I do, you can find everything at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by.